Hi, everybody. So, I wanted to share some thoughts with you on the events that occurred on July the 4th. Um, Highland Park is an area way north of Chicago that is part of the north suburbs. And I grew up about 10 minutes from Highland Park. I want to make sure the mic isn't in the shot here. I grew up about 10 minutes from Highland Park, went there all the time, had a tutor there. My high school, Glenbrook North, played their high school. I was not a member of the team. I was 4'11" going into high school, and I sucked at basketball. Played Highland Park. I've been to their campus many times to see many basketball games, football games. We have friends who live there. We have family who live there. And some were considering going to the parade, others did. And I'm going to leave their names anonymous because I'm not sure if they're comfortable sharing their stories yet. My dog's barking, right on cue. But I'm going to tell you what I have heard because we know at least 75 people who were there and why we badly need change when it comes to people like the shooter and the previous countless shooters that have been able to obtain a firearm. We know someone who was there with their son, 1, maybe 2 years old, who was actually in the parade. Once shots rang out, they ran as fast as they could. Now think about this. You are celebrating the 4th of July because you feel patriotic. You bring your child there. You want to show them what it means to be an American. And then you, along with others, get shot at. They ran as fast as they could to their car. They managed to get to their car, fire up the engine. They start driving. The husband is in the driver's seat. The wife and child are laying down in the back seat of the car. They see 2 people they know. They stop very quickly, help out those people. They get in the car and they drive off. Everyone is petrified, terrified, traumatized, including the kid who does not want to go outside. We have family who, when all of this occurred, they were separated from other members of their family. One person had 2 grandkids, and they went as quickly as they could as they heard bullets ring out, and they hid in a local shop in downtown Highland Park. Estimations were hour to hour and a half until the police cleared the area, gave them the okay, and escorted them to their vehicles. Those kids are now scarred. Thankfully, they are receiving counseling locally, but they're traumatized, and they're young, very young. A member of our family heard the shots from their house. And you try not to let your mind go to that place of they could have been there. I know they're thinking that. I've heard countless stories of people we know who were there just trying to celebrate the 4th of July. And they ran. And a lot of people always say, well, can't believe that it'll happen to us, or something of that form. And I've seen people on Twitter put like the average income is like $150,000 and the average median house cost is like $600,000. Because of the laws of this country, it can happen anywhere. I personally, because I'm from a neighboring town, was not surprised to hear that the shooter went to different synagogues. It was immediately on my mind, because in Highland Park, along with neighboring towns, there's a large Jewish population, very large. I read the report of a rabbi who said the shooter went into his synagogue. They believe he was sizing up different synagogues. I believe he was spotted at 2 others. You see the imagery on his YouTube channel of him thinking that he would go out as like this figure in right-wing circles with the music video. I saw what appeared to be, in his depictions, a Jewish person in one of those. I have gone there countless times. I don't eat it anymore, but I went to the Jimmy John's over there. I went to Michael's all the time. Still do when I'm home. Love's Yogurt is one of the best places ever. It's a gem. And for camp, I used to shop at Campus Colors. Our family friends live there, been to their house countless times. And even if it has the lowest crime rate, like some other towns, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. It could happen at any point, at any time. I saw the reports today that the shooter had threatened his family. Police were called and they took away knives. Yet he was still able to legally obtain a firearm. I saw Rich Eisen tweet that the Trump administration repealed a piece of President Obama's legislation for mentally ill people to not be able to obtain a firearm. They repealed that. There have been many others that have been repealed. And so, even with the gun legislation that was passed and Senator Murphy from Connecticut celebrating it, it does not go far enough. It is the smallest of small dominoes to fall. One less gun on the street is good. There obviously needs to be more. There needs to be more legislation to prevent this. This could have been prevented. And those who say don't politicize it, this is political. The lawmakers are the ones controlling an endless influx of firearms being available in this country for another Highland Park to happen, or another Uvalde to happen, or another Columbine to happen, or another El Paso to happen, another Sandy Hook to happen. The list goes on and on and on. And I suppose I echo the words of Steve Kerr when I say, when is it enough? Because it's just going to continue to keep happening over and over and over again. The definition of insanity is what? To do the same thing over again and think you'll have a different outcome. So my push to you, and I appreciate everybody watching, even if you made it this far, is hug your loved ones and try to be in this fight together. I understand that there are people who are responsible, and as I signed off a previous clip, and I will do the same right now, wouldn't you want other people who own a gun to be as responsible as you? And I don't think that that is super difficult to ask, because if they are as responsible as you, we would not have these tragedies every day. There have been 186 days, and we have had 310 mass shootings. Think about that.